Would you risk your life to save your people? This is a question that has echoed through the annals of history, challenging the bravest of souls. It is a question that demands not just courage, but a deep sense of duty and love for one's people. For Esther, a young queen, this question was not just a hypothetical scenario. It was a reality she had to face head-on. Esther was not born into royalty. She was an ordinary Jewish girl living a simple life with her family. But fate had other plans for her. Through a series of extraordinary events, she found herself in the royal palace, chosen to be the queen. It was a position of great honor, but also one of immense responsibility. As she walked through the grand halls of the palace, she often found herself contemplating the weight of her new role. She was a woman of great courage and faith. Her strength did not come from her royal title, but from her unwavering belief in a higher purpose. She knew that her position as queen was not just a stroke of luck, but a divine appointment. She was placed in the palace for a reason, and she was determined to fulfill her destiny, no matter the cost. Esther's story teaches us that even in the face of danger, one person can make a difference. Her journey was fraught with peril, but she never wavered in her resolve. She stood against adversity with a heart full of courage and a mind set on justice. Her actions would not only change her own fate, but the fate of an entire nation. Esther lived in a grand palace. She was the queen. The palace was a place of opulence and splendor, filled with the finest treasures and the most exquisite decorations. But for Esther, it was also a place of isolation. Despite the grandeur that surrounded her, she often felt alone, burdened by the secret she carried. But she hid a secret deep in her heart. Esther was Jewish. In a time when her people were persecuted and oppressed, revealing her true identity could have dire consequences. She had kept this hidden to protect herself and her family. It was a heavy burden to bear, but she knew it was necessary for their safety. She had kept this hidden to protect herself and her family. When the time came when she could no longer remain silent, a decree had been issued, calling for the extermination of all Jews in the kingdom. Esther knew that she had to act. She could not stand by and watch her people be destroyed. She had to find the courage to reveal her true identity and plead for their lives. The decision was not an easy one. She knew that approaching the king without being summoned could result in her death. But she also knew that she could not let fear dictate her actions. She spent days in prayer and fasting, seeking guidance and strength. When the time came, she dressed in her royal robes and approached the king with a heart full of courage and a mind set on justice. As she stood before the king, she felt a wave of fear wash over her. She pushed it aside and spoke with a voice that was steady and strong. She revealed her true identity and pleaded for the lives of her people. The king was moved by her bravery and granted her request. The decree was overturned and the Jews were saved. The palace was filled with celebrations. The people rejoiced, and Esther was hailed as a hero. But for Esther, the true victory was not in the accolades she received, but in the knowledge that she had fulfilled her destiny. She had risked her life to save her people, and in doing so, she had shown the world the true meaning of courage and faith. In the quiet moments that followed, Esther often found herself reflecting on her journey. She knew that her story was not just about her own bravery, but about the power of faith and the importance of standing up for what is right. She hoped that her story would inspire others to find their own courage and to make a difference in the world. Esther's legacy lived on not just in the history books, but in the hearts of those who heard her story. She had shown that one person, no matter how ordinary they may seem, can make an extraordinary difference. Her courage and faith continue to inspire generations, reminding us that we all have the power to change the world. As the sun set over the palace, casting a golden glow over the grand halls and ornate gardens, Esther knew that her journey was far from over. She had faced her fears and emerged victorious, but she also knew that there would always be new challenges to face and new battles to fight. She was ready, with a heart full of courage and a mind set on justice. Standing on the balcony, looking out over the kingdom, Esther felt a deep sense of peace. She knew that she had done the right thing, and that her actions had made a difference. She had shown the world that even in the face of danger, one person can make a difference. She hoped that her story would continue to inspire others to find their own courage and to stand up for what is right. Esther's story is a testament to the power of courage and faith. It reminds us that no matter how difficult the journey may be, We all have the strength within us to make a difference. We just need to find the courage to take that first step, to believe in ourselves and in the power of our actions. As Esther walked through the palace, she held her head high, knowing that she had made a difference. She had faced her fears and emerged victorious. She knew that she would continue to do so, no matter what challenges lay ahead. Her story is a reminder that we all have the power to change the world, and that with courage and faith, anything is possible. As you go about your own journey, remember Esther's story, that even in the face of danger, one person can make a difference, that you have the power to change the world, one courageous act at a time. Esther had been raised by her cousin Mordecai. From a very young age, she had been under his care. He had always treated her with the utmost kindness and love. Mordecai was not just a guardian to Esther, he was her mentor, her guide, and the closest thing she had to a father. He had taken on the responsibility of raising her after the tragic loss of her parents, and he did so with unwavering dedication and affection. He was like a father to her. Mordecai's wisdom and compassion were the pillars of Esther's upbringing. He provided her with a sense of security and belonging, something she desperately needed after the loss of her family. His presence in her life was a constant source of strength and comfort. She looked up to him with immense respect and gratitude. Mordecai had taught her about their Jewish traditions, their faith, and their history. He instilled in her a deep sense of identity and pride in her heritage. Through countless stories and lessons, he made sure that Esther understood the significance of their customs and beliefs. He taught her about the resilience and perseverance of their ancestors, about the importance of staying true to their faith, no matter the circumstances. Life in the palace was full of luxury. Esther never forgot her roots. Despite the opulence and grandeur that surrounded her, she remained grounded and humble. The palace was a world of its own, filled with extravagance and splendor. Esther's heart always belonged to her people and her heritage. She navigated the complexities of palace life with grace and dignity, never losing sight of who she truly was. She carried her heritage with her, a secret treasure close to her heart. This heritage was not just a collection of traditions and customs, it was a source of strength and inspiration for Esther. It reminded her of the values and principles that Mordecai had instilled in her. It gave her the courage to face the challenges that lay ahead. She held onto it tightly, knowing that it was an integral part of her identity. One day, a terrible threat emerged, putting Esther and her people in danger. The threat was not just a physical one, it was an existential crisis that threatened to erase their very existence. The stakes were incredibly high, and the weight of the situation bore heavily on Esther's shoulders. She knew that she had to act, but the path ahead was fraught with peril and uncertainty. The fate of her people rested in her hands, and she had to summon all her courage and wisdom to navigate this treacherous journey. Esther spent countless hours in deep thought, contemplating her next move. She knew that the decisions she made in the coming days would have far-reaching consequences, not just for her, but for her entire community. The weight of responsibility was immense, but she drew strength from the teachings of Mordecai and the heritage she held dear. She understood that this was her moment to rise to the occasion and make a difference. With determination in her heart, Esther decided to take a stand. She gathered her courage and addressed her people, sharing her plan to confront the threat head-on. Her words were filled with conviction and hope, and they resonated deeply with those who heard them. She inspired her community to come together and face the danger with unity and strength. Her leadership and resolve became a beacon of hope in a time of darkness. As Esther prepared for the journey ahead, she reflected on the lessons she had learned from Mordecai. His teachings had shaped her into the person she was, and she knew that his wisdom would guide her through the challenges that lay ahead. She felt a deep sense of purpose and determination, knowing that she was not just fighting for herself, but for the future of her people. With a heart full of courage and a mind focused on her mission, Esther set out to confront the threat and protect her heritage. Esther's journey was not an easy one. She faced numerous obstacles and challenges along the way, but she never wavered in her resolve. She stood up to powerful figures and confronted authority with unwavering defiance. Her bravery and determination were a testament to the strength of her character and the depth of her commitment to her people. She knew that the path she had chosen was both frightening and dangerous, but it was willing to risk everything for the sake of her community. In the end, Esther's courage and determination paid off. She was able to overcome the threat and secure the safety of her people. Her victory was not just a personal triumph. It was a testament to the power of faith, resilience, and unity. She had proven that even in the face of overwhelming odds, it was possible to make a difference and protect what mattered most. Her story became a source of inspiration for generations to come, a reminder of the strength and courage that lies within each of us. As Esther looked back on her journey, she felt a deep sense of fulfillment and peace. She had faced incredible challenges and emerged victorious, not just for herself, but for her entire Jewish lineage. Her story was a testament to the power of faith, courage, and determination. She knew that her journey was far from over, but she was ready to face whatever came next, with the same strength and resolve that had carried her through the darkest of times. Esther's secret was not just her heritage. It was the unwavering spirit that had guided her through every trial and tribulation. Section 5. A celebration of courage. Throughout history, there have been countless moments where individuals have risen above their circumstances, displaying extraordinary bravery and resilience. These moments are often celebrated and remembered not just for the acts themselves, but for the inspiration they provide to future generations. One such story is that of Queen Esther, whose courage and determination saved her people from a dire fate. Her story is a testament to the power of standing up for what is right, even in the face of overwhelming odds. Esther's bravery saved her people from a terrible fate. In a time when her people were threatened with annihilation, her story is a reminder that we can all make a difference. Each of us in our own way has the potential to affect change. Whether it is through small acts of kindness or grand gestures of bravery, our actions can ripple outwards, touching the lives of others and creating a better world. Esther's story is a beacon of hope, showing us that even in the darkest of times, there is always a way to make a positive impact. We can all choose to stand up for what is right, just like Esther did. In our daily lives, we are often faced with situations where we must decide whether to take a stand or remain silent. It is in these moments that our true character is revealed. By choosing to act with integrity and courage, we not only honor the legacy of those who came before us, like Esther, but we also pave the way for future generations to do the same. Standing up for what is right is not always easy, but it is always necessary. Even today, we remember Esther's courage. Her story has been passed down through the ages, celebrated in various cultures and traditions. It serves as a timeless reminder of the power of bravery and the importance of standing up for what is right. In modern times, we continue to honor her legacy through celebrations, commemorations, and acts of remembrance. These events not only pay tribute to Esther, but also inspire us to embody the same values in our own lives. She teaches us that standing up for what we believe in is always the right thing to do, no matter the risk. Throughout history, there have been countless individuals who, like Esther, have chosen to act with courage and integrity. Their stories remind us that bravery is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. By following in their footsteps, we can create a world where justice and compassion prevail. Esther's legacy is a call to action, urging us to be brave in the face of adversity and to stand up for what we believe in. Her story is a celebration of courage, a beacon of hope, and a timeless reminder that one person's bravery can change the course of history. As we reflect on Esther's story, we are reminded of the power of individual action and the impact it can have on the world. Her courage continues to inspire us, encouraging us to be bold and to stand up for what is right. In celebrating her legacy, we also celebrate the countless acts of bravery that have shaped our world and continue to do so today, and a timeless reminder that one person's bravery can change the course of history. Each of us has the potential to make a difference, to stand up for what is right, and to create a better world. By drawing inspiration from stories like Esther's, we can find the strength to act with courage and integrity, no matter the challenges we face. Her story is a testament to the enduring power of bravery and the profound impact it can have on the world. Let us celebrate her legacy and strive to embody the same values in our own lives, creating a brighter future for all.